Hello and welcome, fishing fans. Excuse me, I'm kind of slumming around here on a Saturday. I had a benefit turkey shoot this morning, and I run a turkey shoot too as well. I'm sure you've seen a couple of the videos on down my upload list there. But come out today, taking the day off from fishing. I had a really bad day yesterday. I fished for like 8.5 hours, didn't get but one bite, and that's me throwing live bait. It was terrible. Tried several different spots, and it's just kind of a transition phase now. Fish are moving, getting ready to do their thing. So got the rods here in the way, but just bear with me, I'm leading up to something. So as I'm cleaning everything out, I got to thinking, everybody just wants to know how to catch the big ones, how to catch the big ones, how to catch the big ones. So I figured, let me do a little video of how I catch the big ones. Of course, many of you know that bass fishing is pretty much all I've got on my feed, and it's all using live bait. So I'll start with that. So get some big gizzard shad and go find you a spot. Pick the heads of your local fishermen. You know, figure out what you want to do and do like I do. Get you a good bait tank, get you a cast net, get you an aeration system, filtration system. Make sure it's saltwater, you know, capable, because my shad tank's salt water, believe it or not. Helps keep the fish alive a lot longer. Get you some heavy duty gear. I've got pin spin fisher setups. I think they're about $1.99. So, and then just step up to what you need to use in order to be successful. Again, that live bait, that's it. You know what to do. You've seen a lot of my videos. Now, say if I'm not fishing for live bait, what I want to do. You know, I fished tournaments for 10 years. Did a lot of tournament fishing. Won a lot of tournaments. Got bored with it. Got tired of it. Got just, you know, I wasn't having fun anymore when I'm out running. Just run. So switched to live bait and started having fun again, and that's what I do now. That's what I love. But you know, as the years have went by that I've been out of tournament fishing, and everything's kind of progressed. Back then, you never heard of a glide bait. You never heard of a 6 or even 8, 10-inch swim bait, or even 6-inch in some cases. So I'm going to go over a couple of things that I feel that the big bass are really on right now, and that can make you successful if you're not using artificial bait. First thing, start out with, if I can get my rods untangled. That's what them rod socks are for. When I'm out throwing, if I am tournament fishing, which I do fish tournaments randomly, if I'm wanting a big bite, I'm going to be throwing this producer swim bait. I'm throwing it on an owner beast 8/0 hook or 10/0, whichever you want to use. Using 20-pound fluorocarbon, 5:4 to 1 ratio, and a 711 extra heavy Veritas winch. Follow right there. You'll get some monsters on these right here. Slow roll them, let them sink to the bottom, crank them back up, ease them by. Don't burn these baits through. You want to take the time to slow roll them. And once you get a big thump, give him just a second, because sometimes it'll take a while for that fish to swallow that big old swim bait. Once you get a bump, give it a second, swing him. All right, we're getting rolling here. Next, same thing, a jointed swim bait. This is the one that I found I really like, and I've actually caught some pretty good fish on it. It's the old bull shad knockoff, the BD shad from Boyd Duckett. Super great bait. And there's only a couple things that I don't like, and you can even see it already right here. That hook will come over and catch on the back side of that bait sometimes. It'll get hung in the joint. I don't know if that's common or not, but it happens on this bait. The thing I do like is the front bait. You got this, as you can see, you got the magnet here that locks right in. I keep forgetting I'm way out here. Let me get this up a little bit closer. That's the BD shad right there. A lot of times you want to upgrade those hooks to the owners. So I can't remember the ST something owner hooks. I'd upgrade. They got a little bit more of a bend in them. I think you can hold on to fish a little bit longer. I'm throwing that 7-11 winch, but I'm throwing that one on a 6-4 gear ratio, and I've got this on 20-pound mono. So I just mixed it up a bit, and it's Berkeley Trilene, and my fluorocarbon on the other one is a K9 fluorocarbon. These right here, fish it a little bit quicker. I don't flip with it as much. Now the big producer, Swimbait, I'll flip it into treetops and everything, and drag it through there. This right here, probably not too good flipping through. This is more of kind of between the trees, between the treetops. Throw this up on the bank, burn it back sometimes, and all that. Now, this is the big one. Here comes the big one. If I'm really gunning for a gigantic fish, I'm going to throw a big glide bait. This glide bait, nobody will see it. If you see a copy of it, let me know. Something fishy's going on. Yeah, I'm getting some more big fish videos here in a minute. All right. See this bad boy? 11 incher. Big old 11 incher. That is a new glide bait. I've got a buddy that actually lives in China. If y'all didn't know, I did professional car audio for 10 years. Had a lot of sponsors, met a lot of good people, and I met a friend that actually owns a factory in China. His factory in China, he produces electrical wiring, injection moldings for car audio. So, to my joy, to the right of him is a manufacturer of fishing rods. I'm not going to mention the name of the company, Berkeley. all whoever's tied in with Berkeley, they're making. And to the left of him is another injection molding business that actually does. They do Spro. They do all kinds of the other companies' hard baits. So what I did was I took a gigantic list of all the glide baits that I'd seen, Yozuri, S-Wavers, all those and everything, bull shads. Got online, just did a lot of looking, and I just piled all that information together and sent it over to their guys. And I said, give me what you think will be, just throw all this together. Let's see what we think. I told them I want it big. So, that's just what they sent me. Several things on this I've already wanted to change. First, they did not properly do the tail on it. Let me swing this bad boy in here for you. The tail, I'm either going to do a one you can take off and put back on, or I'm going to do a feather one, kind of like on the BD shad. Hooks, didn't get the magnet in there as I requested, and these hooks will come up and hook into this joint, so it's a work in progress. Again, upgrade the hooks to the owners. Alright, now I'm throwing that 40-pound leader, 65-pound braid. I'm throwing it on a Phoenix Abyss PSX 808. It's an 8-foot rod. I could probably throw a pound with this thing. It's not gonna affect it. It's I'd say it's a moderate action, heavy duty rod, and I'm throwing it on a Tackle Bandit special here. Got this from Tackle Bandit. Striper special, 6500 C3. The absolute, this is Swedish made. Absolutely, just I couldn't complain. There's nothing I could find I could complain about this reel. Anyway, so if I'm going to go target some giant bass, especially in March and April, right around in there, I'm going to go pre-spawn areas, spawning areas, and then find springs or clear water in the backs of creeks or somewhere like that. Leave it at that. Now, swap over to catfish. Yeah, catfish. Did y'all hear that? Big bait, big fish. Plain and simple. There's nothing, nowhere, no how you want to explain other than big bass, big bait, big fish. So, here's one of my catfishing rods. I know you guys are thinking catfishing. Oh, so, again, look at what I got on here though. Tackle Bandit special. This is a whole Tackle Bandit special right here, except for the line. Everything that I was purchased came off Tackle Bandit. This is Striper special. This is a Big Cat Fever rod. This is a 10-aught hook made by Mad Catter, I think. Somebody. Give me just a second. I don't want to give somebody credit and It'd be the wrong person. Give me just a second here. Alright, yep, I was wrong. I think I was wrong. Alright, these are 10-aughts that I got. They are Hooker's Terminal Tackle. They're the HTT 1001 HD. That's a big hook. People don't realize how big these hooks are. As you can see in the palm of my hand, it's a big hook. I'm 6 foot. What I'm doing is I'm going to target right now, especially. The spawn will happen once the water hits about 69 degrees. You're going to see a lot of blues and channels come in and start spawning. They're going to go to holes, and channels are going to do the same thing. They're going to be up shallow water. They're going to be out there looking right now. So if I was anybody, crappie, you can catch a lot of crappie right now. Go catch you a legal size limit crappie. Here in Tennessee, it's 10 inches. Hook that bad boy on here, put him on about 3 ounces of weight, and find you some backwater somewhere just off a main lake and throw it out there and let it sit on bottom. And I promise you, you're going to catch you a 30, 40, or 50, maybe 60 pound flathead at some point in time if you're using that setup. Again, a whole live crappie, hook him through the back, you know, or hook him through the eyes, however you want to do it. Just make sure he's good and lively. Chunk him out there on a 10-aught hook. Again, pay attention to your creel and length and rules on baits that you use for your state. Tennessee, as long as I'm within my creel limit and everything and within size lengths, I can use a 10-inch crappie all day long for bait, dead or alive. So that's what I'm going to be throwing for a gigantic flathead. You can also use brim, shell cracker as long as you're within your limits. Brim, you can only use them if you caught them by rod and reel. You can't go catch a cast net full of bluegill and use them for bait in Tennessee. That's a sketchy area there. But it's semi-clear in the rules. Now, if I'm going to go catch big blues, I'm going to go out on the humps on the main lake right now, or in October, anywhere from say October till now. I'm going to go out on the main lake humps as long as we got decent flow, and I'm going to be throwing a chunk of skipjack, probably about 8 to 10 ounce chunk of skipjack, or a whole skipjack head. I'm going to throw it Carolina rig if you want, but I prefer just doing a drop shot method, however you want to call it, 3-way swivel. And I'm going to put however much weight I need on there, and I'm going to throw it on a big 10-aught hook, and I'm going to bounce it on bottom across these humps. I'm not going to sit there and just chunk all these lines out and anchor. A lot of people do that, and a lot of people catch big fish doing that. But I was taught by a good friend of ours who passed recently. He's got more IGFA blue cat records than anyone, from my understanding. He always bumped the bottom with that bait. He always kept it moving. He'd start up the hump, bump it down, start up the hump, bump it down, and that's the way I feel. You're going to catch the bigger fish. They seem to like it moving just a little bit. Now, back to the crappie. Talk about using 10-inch crappie. If you want to catch some giant crappie, so this setup right here. This right here is a slab magnet. It's a bigger bait. It's made by a crappie magnet, Leland Lures. So, if you want to target giant crappie, you're going to want to go, you don't want to go out right now. You can catch big ones right now. But if you get out and find some very deep timber, some of the biggest crappie that I've ever seen came off of standing timber in Parksville Reservoir. 2 and 3 pounders in 40 feet of water on standing timber at 20, 30 feet deep. I know there are a lot of people thinking I'm full of shit right now, but I'm telling you, that's where some giants are. Of course, your farm pond just produced here in Philadelphia, Tennessee, just produced the state record, world record, and everything, black crappie. 5 pounds something. So, farm ponds also can produce some giant crappie. But if you're out on the main lake and you're fishing for crappie out there, I can't say every time you're going to go and catch monsters, but I found that the little bit bigger bait, these crappie like the bigger crappie like a bigger bait, just like in any other type of fishing. Overall, that's kind of a little bit of a rundown. A lot of people probably think I'm full of crap for a lot of stuff I said, but hopefully I just touched on a few points that will help you guys catch some bigger fish. And of course, I know a lot of you big bass guys are like, oh my God, Why didn't you say Alabama rig? Why didn't you say Alabama rig? Why didn't you say Alabama rig? I don't use it that much. It was literally when I was tournament fishing a lot, that thing was like just now being heard of, and they had no clue what they wanted the rules to be, anything and everything. I have seen monsters caught on the Alabama rig. Best I've ever done on Alabama rig was 2 5-pounders at once. And then I caught a couple 4s at once. I've never caught that monster fish, and I've throwed that freaking thing till my arm wouldn't fall off. I was sore for days afterwards. I mean, sure, the Alabama rig will produce giants, but I've not used it enough, so I can't sit here and tell you, yes, use this. These other baits are things that I know I've seen catch big fish, and I have caught big fish on. So I hope that little bit of a spiel helped you guys out. I know that a lot of that information, some people will just, you know, say that's horse hockey, bullcrap, yada yada. But, you know, hopefully that'll give you guys a little bit of an idea that aren't familiar with all this bass fishing stuff, that are still just the, you know, run around live bait guys. These are some of the big baits that are going to produce some of your biggest largemouth, like this gigantic thing right here, 11 inches. Again, I'm going to post, I'll tag a video here after this video of me using this thing, just chunking it, showing you the motion. It is a freaking nature. It's awesome. Hope you guys enjoy. See y'all later.